Now, I promised to show you how I got those 10 pixel gaps, but I also have seen the same mistake being repeated multiple times. I zoomed in on this cube. Some of you thought, I don't have to zoom in, I'll just make that cube bigger. And then you complained that the actions didn't work. Well, these actions are all built on math. Math that does go to the 10,000th of a pixel, literally. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. But if I select this cube without changing its size and then play the up, it's just a single step where that cube moves up. This is the original cube. It made a copy and moved it up. So I'm going to undo that, and you saw, undo, one step. Now the upper left is a two-step because when you make something new, it moves up the layer stack, and the higher you are in the layer stack, you're in front of the object before. So if I go upper left, you might have seen a flash, and if I undo, what you saw was what happens before this moves to back. And if I deselect, you're going to say, oh, it moved up at a diagonal. No, no, no. You can see right here, it moved directly behind it, but because it's in front of this object, it looks like it's on top of it and off to the left. The nature of isometrics. So if I redo that, you're going to see that it just moved behind this object. So undo, undo. And then I think you can guess the upper right, the exact same thing happens. And that time I think you saw it. And depending upon the speed of your processor and all that, this all changes its pacing. So how do you make that 10 pixel gap? Well, you got to get out of button mode. That's the first thing, because button mode doesn't show you what's going on. And I don't want to mess up my scope cut. So the first thing I did was come up here. You have to select it. If it's not selected, it won't work. You have to select it and then go to duplicate. Now we can play around with what's inside. And I've opened up, these are the three we're going to use. So I want to move this up, but I want to leave a 10 pixel gap. So if I double click on, as always, there's multiple ways to do this, but this is kind of the most straightforward. If this is closed, you don't see anything, and the same thing here, 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 and here. So you want to be able to see what's going on. So you say, okay, well, I can see those numbers. That's pretty simple. Double click on move, and you see that it's moving vertical minus 50, which means up 50 pixels. Well, let's make that minus 60 and hit tab. Now, if I click OK, my cube is going to disappear, as you see here, and move up. I don't want to click OK. I want to click copy. And, of course, make sure preview is on, otherwise you can't see what's going on. You click copy, and voila, it moves up and leaves a 10 pixel gap. I'm going to undo that. Then we're going to come down to the upper left, open up move, and double click move. And here you see, that's a 10th, 100th, 1000th, 10,000th of a pixel. That is the literal math that has to happen. And so you don't want to mess with that. And minus 25, that's not it. Well, look down at the distance. The distance is 50, so let's change the distance to 60 and hit tab. And then once again, click copy. It didn't work. Well, it did work. Send to back didn't get activated. I'm just going to come down and play that, and it sends it to the back. So once again, we're going to undo, and it looks like it's in front of this cube, and it's not lined up here because it's 10 pixels back. Then we undo again. Now, the upper right, this has given me problems every single time. And I don't know what this is, because it seems as if there's something supernatural going on. But of course, it's not. It's something I'm not seeing that's probably right in front of my face. So we want to move this to the upper right and move it 60 rather than 50, right? So we're going to double click on this. And this time it looks like it's going to work. I'm going to change this, C minus 25, C minus 30. Why is that minus 30? And then we'll change that to 60. And look how it came down here. Do you see that? How'd that happen? Well, what happened, minus 25 turned to 30. Why did it do that? It could just be a matter of the math because it's moving the exact same. If I put that minus sign there and then hit tab, then we've got it going in the right direction. So this is a gotcha. And you have to pay attention. If you don't pay attention to the numbers when you first do it, it's not going to work. It's going to go down to the lower right. And you click copy. And again, because send to back didn't play, it looks wrong. So now we can go into button mode. I'm going to close this up. And what I want to do is I want to drag the SCO cuts below this, so when we go to button mode, what we're working on is going to be at the top. So I delete that, come in here and go to button mode. And now, oh, I should have changed the names. See, that was dumb. Well, it's just moving. So the names are on the inside. Never mind that. Ignore the man in the mask. And of course, I don't have something selected. So I'm going to click 90 up. It works. Select both of these and go 150 left, upper left. And that works. And then move this down, select all of these, and let's go to the upper right. So now you see that's how the 10 pixel gap was made. You have to get in to the actions themselves in order to, can't talk and think at the same time, in order to make the adjustments. And there's a gotcha right here. And what is it? Is it the double negative sign? Can one of you guys figure that out? One of you math wizards? Think about that. You know, I'm bleary-eyed. I've been getting up way too early the last couple nights. So that's how it works. Have some fun with this. Can you hack it some more? Yeah, you can do whatever you want with this. I gave it to you. But don't hack the original SCO cuts. You can always go download them again. Make a copy, duplicate it, then hack that. Hack the copy. Got it? Have fun.